welcome back to my channel. Today I'm finally getting around to doing my updated fake tanning routine. I've done a couple of these in the past and they are all using the exact same tan, it's just I've kind of changed out my technique. So I thought I would show you guys how I do that. So as many of you probably know, I actually use Loving Tan. I find that that's what most people are actually using on YouTube at the moment, is Loving Tan. I think everyone's just realised how absolutely incredible it is, so they've all jumped on the bandwagon. I started using Loving Tan, I don't know, years ago. Pretty much as soon as the brand launched, I gave it a go and absolutely fell in love with it. Chucked out every other fake tan that I ever used and have stuck to this one and just have not gone back to anything else because it is absolutely perfect. I feel like it's given me the most natural finish. I'm sure you guys, if you watch my videos, you've seen how naturally fair I am. I am absolutely like pure white, paper white. When I've shown people pictures of what I actually look like with that tan on, they are shocked at how dark I actually get. Because most people that are that fair, they usually can't get this dark with most tans, but with the Loving Tan I found that I can get really, really dark and it still looks so natural. So I just wanted to quickly put a disclaimer, and this is super annoying. Not sponsored by Loving Tan, I never have been. Sometimes they will send me a few bottles of tan, but most of the time I buy it myself. And I've read about it just because I feel like the results speak for themselves. So it comes in a few different colours. I think there's a light, medium and a dark. I always go for the dark. There's the Deluxe Bronzing Mousse in Ultra Dark. You can get super, super dark with this one. It's nice and olive, but you do have to leave this one on for, I think it's like 6 hours. And the good thing with these is that they dry in 60 seconds, so you can get dressed and go about your day as soon as you've put it on. And my favourites, they have the 2 Hour Express, and this one is in the shade Dark. I apply 2 layers of this one here to achieve the skin tone that I have right now. This one here is my favourite because you can pretty much do a fake tan, get dressed straight away and go about your day and you'll be immediately bronzed. So the guide colour does make you look pretty dark straight away. So if I'm in a rush and I need to be tanned ASAP, that's what I go for. Even though it's 2 hours, I still leave it on for usually overnight so I can get the deepest tan possible. And I do actually apply 2 layers of that one as well to get the colour that I have right now. Feels so bronzed. I will show you guys what I look like without any fake tan on so you can actually see how dark and how good this colour looks on fair skin. The amount of people that I've shown and they've been so shocked at how fair I am, and then looking at me now, you would never pick that I'm naturally that fair, which I think is a sign of a really, really good fake tan. So yeah, this is me before putting on any fake tan. As you can see, I'm super, super fair, pretty much paper white. And then this is the after. I actually did the tan last night. So a little bit about my prep and how I apply the tan to get the ultimate finish. Obviously I'm not going to show you that step because I have a very high percentage of over 65-year-old men who watch my videos. I see you. So obviously the first step is to exfoliate the heck out of your skin. So I just get any old cheap exfoliating glove. I don't think it really matters as long as it does the job. I go through mine quite fast as well, so I just go for the cheapest possible. So you want to make sure that you're in the shower for a little while, softening up your skin, exfoliating away all the dead skin cells. I find the best way to do this is to soak in the bath for a little while, especially if you have an old tan still on. So I like to soak in a bath for a little while, loosen up my skin. That sounds really disgusting. And then exfoliate a good layer of my skin off. I find that's the best way to get rid of the old tan. I know a lot of people have little tricks and tips like using lemon juice and Windex and all that weird stuff, but honestly I don't really want to be putting that stuff on my skin because your skin absorbs everything that you put on it. So I highly do not recommend using Windex. You know, give yourself a good hour to take it off, soak yourself in the bath. I know that sounds like a long time, but yeah, you just want to make sure that you're getting rid of everything before you're putting on a fresh tan. Because if you do leave on the old one, it is just going to look revolting. Like I've done this before when I've been really lazy. So I think it is 100% necessary to exfoliate. I know it's super annoying, it's irritating on the skin, it can kind of hurt if you do it as rough as me. But you kind of have to if you want to get like the perfect flawless tan. Otherwise, if you leave a little bit of like your old dry skin or your old tan on, I'm sorry, I'm out of breath. I just had to run outside to get the parcel from the postman and I'm like, I literally ran like 4 meters and I'm like dying. Typically I find that here will be really, really light, and then certain like areas will be like patchy, like up on my chest, because it kind of just clings to that older skin. And then as that older skin comes off, you're left with like Dalmatian skin. I don't exfoliate at all during having the tan. I know some people do, but I don't really want to do that because I don't want to take off bits and pieces of the tan. Pretty much as soon as I'm done exfoliating and showering or bathing, I'll dry my skin, and then I will take a good moisturizer and moisturize my elbows, my hands and my knees and feet. So pretty much anywhere where you don't want that tan to really, really cling to, the drier areas of your body it'll stick to and develop like a lot darker than the rest of your body. I have big troubles with my elbows and knees, my knees especially. No matter how much I exfoliate and then apply moisture over the top, it tends to stick to my knees a lot anyway. It kind of looks like I have bruised knees all the time. But yeah, so apply a nice moisturizer to those areas of your body. Let it sink in for a little while. I like to give myself an hour or two after I've exfoliated and showered before I apply the tan. Forgot to mention as well, you want to make sure that you're shaving and waxing and hair removing a good like 12 hours before you apply the tan. I find that if I shave and then go and do a tan straight after, pretty much wherever those little, I'll get those like little dots all over my legs. I think it's where it sinks into like the pores. So yeah, I find that if I do that, I'll get really irritated legs and they'll just be really like rushy, and it'll just look gross because it just sinks in and gives me dots. So yeah, I like to give myself a good 12 hours before I will tan over the top of shaving. I haven't really had the same problem with hair removal cream. If I've used that and then tanned over the top, I find that I don't usually have an issue. You just need to make sure that you get all the cream off before you're putting the tan on, otherwise it will go green, which is really weird. So yeah, pretty much I like to do all of the prep the night before. Then I'll either do my tan in the morning or the next night, so I'll just have a pale day in between, and then I'll like sleep in my tan that night. So my technique is relatively easy. I don't think it's anything different to anybody else's. So I'll pretty much take like a pump for each section of my body, and I will apply it onto the Loving Fan tanning mat because you 100% never want to be using your own hands. That is a disaster waiting to happen. I used to do that when I was younger with Latan. Like your hands are going to go as dark as possible because you're applying like 1,000 layers of tan on there, and it's not going to come off for like an entire week. No matter what people say, if they're like, oh no, just wash your hands after. No, because it develops and sticks on like straight away. It starts working, so no, don't do it. Yeah, I like to apply one pump to this section of my arm. And then I'll apply one pump to the upper area. I typically will do 2 for my chest. I think 3 for my upper like thighs because that's a bigger area. 2 pumps to my lower, my stomach and back. I'll typically just do 1 pump for those as well. So it's pretty easy. It's just like, you know, 1 pump for the smaller areas and then 2 for the bigger areas. It's like to work it in like you would a moisturizer. It's relatively easy, this tan, to use because it has the guide color. You can see exactly where it's gone straight away. And once I've done my whole body, I'll go back in with another layer. You don't have to do that, but I just like to get a little bit deeper, especially in summer. So yeah, I'll do exactly the same process over again, except for more, just like real Kath and Kim just then. It's different, it's unusual. Except for my hands, and if I do my face as well. So the areas that I know cling on heaps, I will only apply 1 layer. So my hands, yeah, 100% will never apply 2 layers to them because my knuckles will go really, really dark brown. My knees as well, I'll usually only apply 1 layer to them and they're pretty dark from that, so I just leave it at that. And if I do my face, which I don't usually, I'll only apply just what's left over on the mitt, just to the area of my face. Normally I don't do my face because I just use a darker foundation. And for the feet as well, I'll only apply a 1 layer because the tan really sticks to them as well and develops quite deeper. I think I can hear a cow giving birth. Or a cat dying. Okay, so depending on which tan I use, if I use the 2 Hour Express, you can wash that off after 2 hours. Personally, I like to leave it on for a whole night or a couple more hours if it's during the day. And then for the deluxe tanning mousse, in Ultra Dark, I like to leave that one on overnight as well for a minimum like 8 hours. so just sleep with it on. If I'm washing it off and I find that I'm not as dark as I'd like, I won't actually wash with soap. So using a soap will stop the tan from developing. So if you want it to stop there, you can wash yourself with a soap, but if you want it to keep going a little bit more, I typically won't use a soap and I'll just use water to get the colour off, and then it'll still keep developing for a couple more hours. So you want to make sure that you're patting yourself dry pretty much every time after you've showered instead of rubbing it, because obviously that's going to exfoliate the body. And making sure you're using a moisturiser every night or every morning, whatever you prefer. I'm super lazy and I don't usually moisturise, and my tan still lasts a good 5 to 7 days without fading out or going patchy. So I feel like if I did moisturise, it would go a couple more days above that, which is amazing. I just need to stop being so lazy. And that is pretty much all you need to be doing. The aftercare of fake tanning is really easy. You just need to make sure you moisturise every now and then. Obviously there are ways that'll make it come off faster, like if you're in a swimming pool with chlorine or salt water, that'll typically wear your tan down really fast. I think I'm forgetting something. Other than that, I think that's all I have to say. I've tried literally, I'm going to say, every single tan that's available in stores, and nothing compares it to Loving Tan. It is the best tan in the entire world. I think the colour speaks for itself. It is stunning. Lasts the longest. It's relatively easy to get off after that, like 5 or 7 days. It has a really pleasant smell compared to other brands that I've tried, like Bondi Sands. I cannot use that. The colour doesn't work for me, it wears off fast. It's the smell, this smell gets me. I absolutely hate that really strong tan smell, but this one has a really like subtle pleasant smell, so it's really amazing. Please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll hopefully see you all next time. Bye!